Gemini. I don't know if I'm going to leave this part in, but is that the wind? Okay. Um, I always want to talk to y'all, talk to the signs, like as I'm getting myself together, because I feel like that's kind of nice instead of just the same old, we pop on and I'm like, hey, Gemini, I mean, it's real, but, it feels a little bit, what's the word for it? Monotonous. So yeah, this is what I do, y'all. I sit up here, true to Sun in Leo. I fix my hair. I'm like, all right, we're cool. Um, Damn, starting to get hot, y'all. Sorry about the mic. And anyone can feel free to timestamp this too. Like say, oh, this is when the actual reading starts. That's fine too. I get some people are like, I didn't come here for all this, girl. Mm-mm. But I wanted to share with you all. I'm wondering if I need to point the fan over here. I wanted to, I had an epiphany kind of yesterday where I realized, I think what makes me so childlike, I won't say childish. I could say childish, but what makes me very childlike is my moon in Gemini. And it's funny because me and my daughter will be out and she has a moon in Cancer. And I feel like moon in Cancer is kind of like the infinite mother, where moon in Gemini makes you like the infinite child. So I'll do just like silly stuff, while we're out and about. And oh my God, y'all, I cut my thumb so bad. I hope that doesn't, sorry if it looks gross in the reading. But yeah, I don't know, I was thinking about it and I was like, that's what makes me, it creates this kind of naivete where, unfortunately, like I get myself or have gotten, I've learned, right? But I've gotten myself in situations where my, Gemini energy, my moon in Gemini will be kind of like, because moon in Gemini likes to play and likes different experiences. I do know that. Likes different experiences because it's Gemini. It's duality. I want to see the good. I want to see the bad. I want to see, what is it like? I want to know what it's like. So I have something to compare, different things to, you don't know if you don't try. Right. So, and I'm sure, some of you can identify with that, Sun in Gemini, but I feel like the moon in Gemini, it's a very innocent, naive placement and you can get in a lot of trouble, but that's where your other placements come in and waking up and being self-aware, So it's weird. The card skepticism wanted to come out, but reflection. Yeah. So anyway, that was my tidbit about the Gemini moon and the Cancer moon. My daughter is very much like, she'll be like, Mom, don't say that. Don't do that. And I'm like, what? I'm just a big ass kid. Okay. So I'll probably timestamp this. We're at 4 minutes. Okay. So I'll try to timestamp it, y'all. But if I forget, can someone please just timestamp it for the people that are like, girl, we could have skipped all that. All right. Gemini, what's up? What's popping? Woo! I love it. Oh, confidence. What's that song? Forgiveness. Okay. Look what card came out. Determination. I wouldn't be surprised if the oyster card came out. We'll see. Determination. If that ain't a Gemini, I don't know what is. The determination, the sheer willpower of a Gemini is it's tough. It is tough. Okay. So determination. So we're getting into the reading. This is part 1. The link for part 2 is in the description, top of the comments. See, now I got to go back into the spiel, right? When you all come here. So current energy of this connection or situation, whatever you're watching for, Gemini, is determination. is the unwavering will that drives you to overcome all obstacles and move towards your goals. Oh, I love this. I love it already. When determination appears, it reminds you that you have the strength to achieve your dreams, and firm belief is the key to success. Oh, yes. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. Okay. All right. I love that. Determination. All right. The song was Confidence. What's that? How does it go? It's such a good song. I love it. Um, Damn. Okay. I have to look it up. It's such a good song. I may play it in the extended. I can't play it here because of YouTube. Yeah, I'll do it on the intro, the extended. We'll rock out for a minute. Okay, here we go. Ooh, yeah, I was getting, okay, so some of you may have Leo. Hi. May have Leo in your chart, because what I was thinking when I was saying the sheer determination of a Gemini, I almost said like unmatched, but I was like, not true. That Leo determination, whoo, child. When we want something, it's unstoppable. Okay. So we have strength and determination being the energy here. Willpower. It's this will. The energy of this connection is like, that's what I'm getting, willpower. And, it has right now, it's like both you and this person are very determined to overcome the obstacles that are present in this connection. It's almost like you all may have identified the obstacles. That's what I'm getting. You've identified what is blocking the connection, or, what you all need to do to stay together. Okay. There's a lot more that wants to come in. Hold on. Anchor. There's tension. I'm getting tension. I just saw the eagle for you, Gemini. Hold on. But here's the thing. What I'm getting, like tension. I'm like I was paying attention. Oh, attention. That's what I'm getting. I was paying attention to my daughter, my youngest. She was swinging on the swing, and I was like, she wouldn't be able to move the way she does if there wasn't tension in those chains. Okay. Paying attention to the chains that hold on to us. What's chaining us? What's holding us back? Can you show me Gemini in the connection? Okay, the fish. Pisces energy, I'm getting that, okay. And show me Gemini's person here in the connection. Ooh, the wolf. All right. Now, the wolf is a very determined energy. So a lot of you, this could be a Leo, someone with Leo in their chart. This could be a family member. Okay. Could also be an earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. So the reason why I'm saying that, I'm getting pack energy. This person looks at you like you're a part of their pack, a part of their tribe, a part of their pride. Okay. Which, by the way, for members, I changed the name of the pineapple. I called it Pineapple's Pride. I'm like, duh. Why didn't I think of that before? It used to be Pineapple Harvest. Anyway. So this person in wolf energy is very determined, very locked in. Okay, that's what I'm getting. So I get whoever this is, they may be older than you, Gemini, very mature. Okay. And I'm getting like Emperor or Empress. Okay. Even on the strength card, the original strength card, it's the Empress. Okay. So I'm getting Emperor, Empress. So this person either looks at you like you are their emperor or you are their empress. Okay. Probably not letting go. This could be your wife. This could be your husband. Or like I said, this could be your father, mother. Okay. But you're showing up like the fish. So fish typically is someone who has a bit of a roaming lifestyle. All right. But you could be in a position where you're trying to find the current, is how it wants to come through. Okay. Current energy, current direction. What is the direction that, because, okay. So I'm getting like, even though looks like a koi fish, I'm getting like, isn't it salmon that swim against the current? They swim upstream. And it's funny because the wolf would tell the fish, you know, don't go against the current. Okay. You need to go with what's best for the pack, what's best for the pride. But I'm getting like, and I'm saying pride because I got the Leo energy. Okay. But I'm seeing you over here kind of like what I was talking about. So a number of you could be moon in Gemini. Okay. Even moon in Pisces. But it can be this very childlike energy where it's like, but I want to try this. I want to do it my way. There it is. Because the wolf is like, no, the wolf steps in and says, we need to do it like this. And that's where the wolf can get in trouble. So, there can be, I think this person knows that they need to shut their mouth. That's also something else I'm getting. Because there's something about your energy right now, Gemini, where you could go either way. Okay. And you are a mutable sign. So, and we have like all this mutable energy right now, y'all. It's wild. Okay. I think Venus is in Virgo. Uranus is in your sign. North Node in Pisces. Okay. I think the moon is still in Pisces if it hasn't shifted into Aries by the time I posted this. Saturn in Pisces went back into Pisces. Okay. Like it's all this mutable energy. So, it's like there really is no one way necessarily that you have to do something, or the path is not like laid out in a linear way or in a very like fixed or rigid way. Okay. Because this feels like new. You're very determined to do something here. Both of you have like very strong willpower, Gemini. You're very determined to do something here. But you're trying to figure out how do you do that? And I think this person, excuse my language, knows you maybe well enough to know like they need to shut the fuck up and let you figure something out. That's what I'm getting. Like they need to let you find your way, figure it out. Okay. Because the wolf can offer a lot of guidance. Wolf has a lot of experience, okay? But I'm hearing like you're determined to do it how you want to do it, how you feel, like you're feeling your way through this, okay? So that could be causing tension. Remember, I was getting tension. And yes, you two are both very like determined individuals. Okay. I don't know. Hold on. I don't like when just random cards come out because there could be, that's all the energy I'm picking up on. Show me Gemini. Let's clarify you coming up as the fish. Okay. I'm getting lucky though with that koi fish. And you're also, I feel like you're on the precipice of a transition or transformation. So, because I'm getting like the story, the story of like the koi fish turning into the dragon, or even the fish. Capricorn. Capricorn actually is part fish, I believe. Okay, has the fins. So you're like shifting. A lot of you could be, you're in a very if you look at your chart, okay, I'm like encouraging you all to look at your chart. Look at what's going on with your chart. Because there's something happening here where you're transforming. Okay, you're transitioning. Because I saw a death. I did see the death card. Is it over here? Yep. I saw death, and a number of you could be resisting this. Maybe that you're determined to do it your way and you're resisting like this new way of doing things. Okay, Eight of Pentacles is coming out. Hold on. All right, show me Gemini. All right, here we go. They're like, don't. Okay, Knight of Cups. Yeah, a lot of Pisces energy with you. So if you don't have any Pisces placement, all that Pisces energy is coming through. All right, for you're being affected by it. Okay. I'm hearing like that North Node in Pisces is guiding you to do something a certain way, go with the flow. I feel like you're even open to, and that's why this person may know like they need to shut up, okay? Because I feel like a part of you is open to doing something the wolf's way, okay? If that makes sense. I just heard Wu Wei. Wu Wei is very much like go with the flow. And that's the Knight of Cups, and you do have the fish, but again, you know what I'm getting, Gemini? A number of you may be realizing like the way that you're trying to do something, because I saw that Eight of Pentacles, which is Virgo, the South Node. Though, like usually a number of you may know like, here's how I get it done. I do this, I focus like this, and I do it like this. But you have someone coming in here, and whoever this is, because I'm getting so much of that North Node energy, this person, their sign, one of their placements may be in your North Node. And so this individual is offering you guidance. You want to, I've mentioned this in another reading, where pay attention to people who have your North Node placement. Okay. So for example, I have a Taurus North Node. I've literally had, Tauruses in my life tell me certain things that, maybe I felt like, no, that's not me. That's not how that's not how I do it. And I was actually speaking for my South Node, Scorpio. And really the Taurus was telling me something that I needed to hear. Okay. So I feel like there's you're kind of going back and forth, Gemini. That's what I'm getting here. You're going back and forth. And, this person, I feel, knows that you need to do that. I think whoever this is also respects you. Okay. They do respect you. But a part of you, I feel, is open because you've tried your way. I'm hearing, with that Eight of Pentacles, I'm even hearing like 8 years. I don't know. You've been at something. You've tried your way here, for a while. Two of Swords. Yeah, I'm getting you at a crossroads. And so I think there's a part of you that is like open to the way that this person would like you to do something here, or is showing you. Okay. Five of Wands, Saturn, conflict, Leo. All right, here we go. So hold on. Show me how this person is showing up right now for Gemini. Okay. Four of Wands. That's why I like to ask the question. All right. So Four of Wands, like I said, this could be, you have Venus and Aries, but this is definitely someone that you could be married to. Okay. This is someone who you live with, right? Like I said, it doesn't have to be romantic. This is someone who is ready to marry you. If this is a marriage conversation or reading. And this is also, Hold on. They they're very stable. Whoever this is, very stable. Okay, because four is like it's a foundational number. Um, so in structure, okay, I'm getting that like this person has a lot of like structure. They have, I'm just getting the home. Okay, obviously this can be someone you live with, right? This is a partner too. Like this is someone who is about partnerships, marriage. Okay. Let's see what the mutual feelings are between you two. Disagreements. I wish you understood how I feel. Okay. So that's the tension, right? But I feel like the disagreement, and this is just how it's coming through, apply it to your own situation. It's how we get there. We both know what we want, but how do we get there? What's the best way? Whoever this is feels like you all have unfinished business. So that's why I do get them being very quiet. We still have things to resolve and discuss. Okay. And Gemini, you have unsatisfied. Okay. I wasn't happy with the way things were going. I think, that's also another thing. You're having to process those feelings, process, those emotions. But I think that whoever this is, you definitely have a soft spot for them with this Knight of Cups energy. All right. And I do think, there's, you're just trying to figure this out. Okay. All right. So what happens next? What's the outcome here? This person's chilling. They're like, I'm seeing them like this little lion or even or not a little lion, big lion, or even a wolf. And I don't know if wolves do this, but I'm imagining them by the water and they're looking at you, like, a lion like watches the fish, like, okay, let me see where it's going to go. Even a bear, I just get this, that type of image where they're like looking at you, watching you. Okay. And, or that's what I'm hearing. They were, but they've learned to step back and allow. And I feel like that's why you're showing up like this Knight of Cups with this person, Gemini. Like you're more open to what's going on or what they have to offer. What happens next? What's the outcome with these two at this point? What's their outcome? Eight of Swords. Okay. Knight of Wands at the bottom. King of Wands at the top. Eight of Swords. That is your energy, Gemini. That's Jupiter in your sign. Okay. So I'm going to continue this over on part 2. Like I said, the link is below in the description, top of the comments. All right. So we'll get into this. I list out also what else we're going to talk about there. Okay. So if you feel like this resonated and made sense, then I'll see you over on the other side. If this is where we part ways, peace.